a while. It's been a long while, and when I'm quiet, be prepared. It's been a couple months, guys and gals. It's been busy. So I'm going to release probably a couple videos. This one in particular is just going to be an update of products I'm working on currently. And then the next couple will probably be project updates. So like the Firebird S10 and some other stuff I'm working on. So mainly Firebird S10. Anyway, so got a lot to go over in this video. This is going to be a little lengthy. I apologize in advance, but I want to let you guys all know of all the stuff going on. So there's actually two products there's not even in this video, which is the Spoolie Boy and the CO2 version of the Spoolie Boy. So the Spoolie Boy is for sale on my website currently. The thing is flat out awesome. I have one in my Firebird. It is very easy to use, touchscreen. I think I've gone over it in video on this channel. If not, I need to look into it because it's been so long since I've even looked at my own channel that I don't remember what's on there. But I know I've gone into detail a little bit about the Spoolie Boy on my channel. I don't remember if I posted anything about it being in the Firebird or not. I did drive the Firebird around for a little bit with it in it. It works flawlessly, works great. So it is. We've sold quite a few of them so far. We got 20 of them in stock. We also have dealers coming on as well. So if you are a potential dealer or a business looking to deal with Spoolie Boy, email me, Dale@twistedbuilds.com, or find me on Facebook, either the Twisted Builds page or my personal profile. Messaging my personal profile will be quicker to get a response from me, just so you're aware. I don't know why, but the page now and then just doesn't give me notifications that people have messaged me. But the Spoolie Boy, as I said, we got probably, at this moment in time, I think we have over 20 units in stock. So I've also have it on my website. If you go to twistedbuilds.com, click the store icon and just like scroll down, you'll see Spoolie Boy products. If you click that, you'll see that we sell it in a kit form now. That way you can just buy the whole kit, which is the Spoolie Boy controller, screen mount, 4-bar map, and 3-port boost solenoid. The only thing you'll have to add is some wiring, and you'll have all the pieces to put it on your vehicle. We also sell it as individual pieces as well. That way, if you have most of the parts and you just want to install a controller with parts you already have, you can do that as well. You can just go to the store and buy what you need as well. Second product that's on my store and in stock ready to sell, my wideband controllers. These are in a 3D printed case still. T connector. You can buy I don't have any DIY kits in stock. If you purchase a DIY kit, I'm guessing it'll be a week turnaround, maybe a week and a half. But I sell them in a DIY kit form, assembled with harnesses. So you can buy it with a nice 7-foot harness that comes with the wideband connector. I don't know if you can see that. So wideband connector, the connector that goes onto the controller itself, and splices and heat shrink. And it's all nice labeled wire, so printed on wire. So that harness is for the controller. And then I also have, which I'll dig it out of the bag quick just to show you guys. I've got the assembled wideband gauges. So these are OLED screens. If you've bought one of my Simple Dollar Boosts, it's the same exact screen. So you can see it in all kinds of daylight conditions. It's very easy to see. And it's got a 3-wire hookup. So this is a Molex connector. Being that these are inside, it's not watertight because it's inside your car. But it's a 3D printed housing with retainer strap. Fits anywhere you can put an oil pressure gauge. So I've got those for sale as well with the wideband kits. These are specifically for the wideband currently. I plan on remaking the PCB board a little bit and redesigning the code, and hopefully I can also add some other gauges as well. Like just you buy one of these gauges and you'll have like set it up for oil pressure or boost pressure or fuel pressure or whatever. Temperature may come, not in the cards right at the moment. It's not as easy to code. But pressure gauges, in the future, it's going to be probably a while, but in the future this will also be available for pressure gauges as well. and it comes with, I believe this is a 10-foot harness, so comes with the Molex connector that goes onto the other side, just clicks on, and shrink, or nice sheath, wire sheath, crimps, and heat shrink. So to fit it all in there. What I normally do with like on my Firebird, and we have one of these also installed in my family friends, Brian Rutsky's S10, works phenomenally. In both the Firebird and the S10, the thing works great. I love the thing to death. I'll be installing it in every product or project I make because it's awesome. And yeah, I know I might be a little biased, but it does work really, really well. The where was I going with that? We installed it in his truck. It's very easy to install. They're also for sale on my website. They are in a 3D printed housing. I would love at some point to get to the point where I can have custom made like housings for these that are like ABS molded plastic. But for right now, to keep the cost down, to keep it economical, everything is for the wideband stuff is just 3D printed. And with professionally made harnesses. That stuff's all available on my website right now for sale. If you have a project you need to get a cheap wideband for, or you want to do your own wideband, or whatever you would like, available, ready to go right now. So there is the products I have for sale currently. Moving on to the Speeduino controller. So, I have 4 of these out in the wild right now. Well, this is one of the 4. It uses the ATmega 2560 full blown board as the brain, so one of these bigger guys. All right, and it's in a 3D printed housing. It uses my design of the PCB board for the LS crank and cam sensor inputs, along with some other things I wanted, and uses the TE connector on it, which is right here. I love that TE connector to absolute death. It is the most easy ECU connector you can think of to use. The thing is awesome. There was issues with the board. I don't know if you can see, like I had the jumper wires and add a capacitor to make flex fuel work and some other odds and ends I forgot about when I was designing this board. So there was going to be a board redesign anyway to fix all this stuff, to integrate it all in the board and make it professional. So I got to thinking, I was like, having the wideband stuff 3D printed, like screen bezels for like the simple dollar boost stuff like that 3D printed, doesn't bother me. Little parts like that doesn't bother me. Like this guy, as I was saying, you could probably throw this against a wall, and I know like the board's gonna be fine. It's not gonna give a crap. The box, you may chip it, or maybe even just crack it, but it's still sturdy. It's nice and thick. You know, it's heavy duty. Again, I've got one in my car. I've sold a couple of these. I haven't had any bad reviews or anything about them at all. I got one of my buddy's S10. He's currently driving that all around. The thing works great. Even he's got one with my gauge display, as I showed you earlier. The thing works flawlessly. So like 3D printed stuff for that, don't mind at all. 3D printed housing for an engine computer, I got to thinking about it, just I'm not sure if I personally like that. I would rather have a professional, like either plastic molded housing, because you can buy, you know, computers that are plastic molded housings, or aluminum. So, I got to digging. Thankfully, Josh Stewart is very open about what he does with the Speeduino project, and gave me the manufacturer for the cases he's going to start using with the drop bear. Now, this is not a drop bear, this is a different case. Talking about drop bear, whenever that does come out of testing and goes into full-blown retail sale, I wholeheartedly plan on selling that, because you'll be able to use it with the LS stuff as well, so on and so forth. It's got a lot of cool features. It's got CAN bus, or he's working on CAN bus. It's got 8 ignition drivers, 8 injector drivers, so you can do straight up sequential fuel injection and some other odds and ends. I will be using that controller, or selling that controller. For the interim, I'm trying to work on a cheaper solution, because I think his goal for that one's going to be in the 300, 350 range, something like that. Again, nothing set in stone. Do not hold me to that. But while that is still in the building, I am going to be working on this guy, the next version of my Twisted Builds Speeduino. So this is going to be using the 18 Mega 2560 chip still, just like all of them, or most all of the Speeduinos out there use. Except I'm switching over. I found a producer. The issue with finding like smaller 18 Mega 2560 boards is the fact that the design isn't like standardized, so you have to find one that mass produces a lot of them. I did find a supplier for them. So I introduce you the Pro Mini Mega 2560. It's tiny, isn't it? You can literally fit this guy inside the bigger one. No issue, whatsoever. So that will be the brain for my new Speeduino. This is the new Twisted Builds housing for the Speeduino. It's mass produced. It's also aluminum. Oh yeah, let's take this apart. I'm going to flip it over. So this is the top side of it. I'll probably put my Twisted Builds label right here. Flip it over. It has 4 screws that mount the cover to the case. And this is the cover. It has a little like divider right here inside of there, which I'll go into in detail a little bit later. The PCB housing has a nice rubber seal around it. I did notice I'm probably going to have to put a little dab of RTV in the corners right here to make it like watertight, or better water resistant. But this little pink slide just pulls out right here. This is a Delphi connector, which Delphi was bought out. I think it's AT, I can't remember. I'm sorry guys, but it is a Delphi based connector. So you just pull this out right here and pop the connector apart. So that's the connector, and this has a little slide right here. So this guy just pops like this, pops right off. You put the wires in here. This is changeable left to right. So is this. So like if you press on these 2 little pins, you can flip this left to right, no issue. So let me get it back together here, just like that. And then it goes on. No matter how you orientate any of this stuff, the connector still only goes on one way, so you can't like mess up the wiring or anything like that. So that's that deal. And this just slides right into this mass-produced PCB housing. And then the PCB itself will be on the bottom here, bottom of this case. You can see the screw holes. So like the screw holes over here will sandwich. Oh, sorry guys, I got the camera on a tripod. I'm not used to filming like this, but yeah. So you can see this upright here for the screw. There's an upright right there underneath this. So you'll put 2 screws right here. That'll keep this from rocking back and forth. That'll mount to the PCB and hold the PCB in the housing, and then go on from there. So like, I'm sure some of you guys are, okay, so you got the connector, you got the housing. There's no, like, for instance, on my old one, I had a hole through my housing for the USB connector, alright? There's no hole in this one. So there will be, and what I'm going to do is, this is an adapter harness. So it uses a USB, I believe it's called a USB micro. It's not a mini, I believe they're called micro, on the Mega Minis, the Pro Minis. So I'll give you guys a, oops, sorry. Focus. There you go. So it's like the smaller USB connector. So this guy will just plug in right here, just like that. And then this, oh, hello, I moved the camera, sorry. So this will be on the board somewhere in here. And then this has a cap, it just screws right off, and has a USB pass-through. So my idea is to drill a hole in the aluminum case somewhere, pass this through, put the nut on it, and then have a USB cord with the ferrite choke for noise resistance. So it's got the small end that'll plug right into this deal right here, which is backwards, there we go, just like that. And then you have your PC connector on the other side. So, and that will just pass through the housing somewhere. I haven't figured out where yet because I'm still working on circuit design. Circuit design and then PCB design. So I'm still working on it. But that's going to be the new Speeduino housing. So as I said, I want to move my products over to mass-produced housings because A, it looks more professional. B, they're more durable. That one's aluminum. So even if it's plastic molded, which I'll go over in this guy. I don't know if I knocked it out of screen or not, but this one in a second here. But that will be the engine computer, the Speeduino engine computer. The two things that are holding me up right now from going straight to PCB design is Tach signal, which I can make, like, if I was only making these for the LS or 4-cylinder platforms, I already have that figured out and done. There's an issue right now where the tacho output from the Mega, anything under 800, and it seems like anything over 5,000 roughly, the Tach just drops out. Even on the Firebird, that's an issue. I have it on half speed, so it does 2 pulses per revolution instead of 4. If you bump it up to 4, it's even worse. So, with that said, I'm working on the Tach signal stuff right now, which the 4-cylinder V8 stuff is going to be an absolute breeze. I'm going to use an XOR logic gate on the circuit, the same circuit that feeds the, I think it's a TC4424 ignition chipset. This will have 2 of them for 8 cylinders, or technically it's 4 cylinders. You're doing a waste fire setup, which the Firebirds ran on waste fire the entire existence with the LS, so it's not a big deal. So I'll be using that to go into the XOR logic gate and then put out a Tach signal. Not a big deal. It's the 3 pulses per revolution for the V6 guys. That's getting a little fun. So I'm trying to figure out right now how to do that. I believe I'll probably end up putting a couple dip switches on board. Instead of using the jumpers, use dip switches. And set that up. So you'll have to bear with me. I'm still working on that. I'm also working on CAN bus integration for my future projects, because the AT-Mega 2560 does not have CAN bus support. Well, technically it could. The Speeduino firmware puts everything out on serial 3, and you have to have another microcontroller to control it. Thankfully, because of the wideband gauges that use a Teensy board, or not Teensy, Trinket board. Yes, the Trinket MO board. They're absolutely tiny little boards that have all kinds of code space. I plan on using one of those to interface with my CAN bus communication code. So it'll actually have 2 boards on board. One will be the Trinket MO for control, and the other one will be the main 2560 Mini for the main Speeduino control. So there's that. Next product on board is the 3.5-inch dash display. And if this video pauses, I apologize. It looks like my camera's starting to die. But I'll try to get this done as fast as I can. So this was the main design controller for that 3.5-inch screen display. The screen displays are still going to be 3D printed housings. Again, I may move to mass-produced housing if I can. Like when I did the 3D print design on this, I made it in mind to have these like molded. So we still may move forward with that. Haven't gotten that far yet. But it's a 3.5-inch touchscreen with a 1/4x20 nut on the back for like your normal screen mounts, suction cup mounts to mount on a windshield. And the idea was this was going to be the controller for it, because this literally is the screen and nothing else inside here. You'll have a 4-wire Molex connector hookup right here with a sheath harness, kind of like my wideband harness, nice sheath done, to the controller. The controller would have wires coming out for the sensor outputs. This was the controller. Again, 3D printed housing, TE connector. TE connector has no mass-produced housing for it. So because of that, I am moving over to this guy. This is from the same company I'm going to be buying these aluminum Speeduino housings from. It is ABS molded plastic with a little, I want to say this is an aluminum press connector on, or cover on the back. This has a Delphi connector, just like the other one. Just this one's a lot less pins, with the Delphi connector and the PCB board hookup, and then the PCB board will be right there. So that's the plan for these guys. This will also probably turn into the housing for the transmission control module I'm working on, and some other odds and ends. So we got that in the works. I'm currently working on that as well. At the same time, I'm working on the Speeduino stuff, so that's why I haven't been making a lot of videos lately. Number 3 is that guy. Look at that. That is 10.1 inches of goodness. So this is a touch screen, 10.1 inch touch screen that I'm making into my instrument cluster, probably for the S10, Firebird, so on and so forth. This is, don't ask questions about this. This is at least a year out, if not farther. So, but it's coming. I'm tired of seeing all the mass-produced screen gauges be outrageously priced. So I'm going to try to bring one to a much more market-friendly value. Mind you, my cost on this right here was $185 just for this. So it's still not going to be dirt cheap. But I'm trying to make it as cheap as I can and bring it to the masses. So this guy will have a PCB board, like it'll have 4 standoffs on the back. The PCB board will be on the back, and then I'll be using a TE connector on the back side here, with just the same way as like the wideband, so like it'll come out straight through, because the PCB board on these is level right here. So same deal, you'll have a connector on the back side here. And this one I will go through the hassle of getting for sure a molded housing done for it, because this is going to be a work of art. Right now I haven't been working a lot on it. David Smith, he is my business partner with the Spoolie Boy and the CO2 Spoolie Boy, is working on it with me as well. He's done a phenomenal job with like setting up actual gauges and whatnot, so it looks great. We're working on it in the interim. It's not a full-blown project yet until I get the Speeduino and the dash display figured out. Once those are figured out, brought to market, then that guy is going to come roaring down the pipeline. So, idea right now is to make that have CAN bus integration with the Speeduino, with Mega Squirt, because back when the Firebird was with Mega Squirt, I was working with the Arduino platform, and I had it hooked up to the Mega Squirt via CAN bus using the 11-bit dash broadcast protocol on the Mega Squirt, and getting all the information into the Arduino. I got that all figured out, no issue. So that it's going to be Speeduino compatible, Mega Squirt compatible. I have a buddy that has sent me some of the Holly CAN bus stuff. I'm not going to mention his name, and no, I'm not going to hand the information out. Mainly because I told him that I would not do that. So he got me a lot of the Holly CAN bus information. So I'm going to be making this dash work with the Holly CAN bus. Now it won't work like for turning switches on and off and the tune or whatnot. This is literally going to be like just hooking up a dash so you have gauges to work with it. The Speeduino stuff, I may make it work with like in an I/O. The Mega Squirt stuff may be the same way. Haven't gotten that far yet because it is a touchscreen deal. But again, that's a year out project bare minimum. It's going to be a long ways off. So just so you guys are aware of, don't be expecting that anytime soon. But it is in the works. I plan on putting one in my Firebird and one in my S10, and they, unlike a tablet, instantly boot. You literally have to put like the Spoolie Boy boost controller or the 3.5-inch dash display. You have to program a delay in there to display the boot screen, and then they're booted and ready to go. So, yeah, it'll be instant boot. The second you key on, it'll come up with my little Twisted Builds, probably my icon. I actually made a little video which I want to make a little better with the turbo wheel spinning. So that'll be the boot screen for maybe like, I'm guessing 2 or 3 seconds, and then it'll be ready to go. There will be no, like, that will be the delay. So all that stuff is coming. And as I said, this will probably be the housing for the transmission control module. I'm working for the 480E as well. That is a ways down the pipeline because that's a massive safety deal. So I need to make sure it's 100% correct. So because of that, I expect some time on that deal as well. But that right now is what I've got going on for my my business projects, I guess. So as I said, I didn't say, the simple dial boosts are still for sale. You can buy them with custom screens or whatever's available. I still have them. I think I got two in stock, maybe 3. and I got all the parts to build more. So if you want the dirt cheap, simple boost control that's open loop, that's dial adjustable, that I've sold hundreds of, maybe even upwards to 1,000, if not more. I've sold a pile of them. Those are for sale. The Spoolie Boy boost controller is the next generation boost controller, 6 stages, open loop boost control with scramble and fail safes and boost by time, boost by input, touchscreen configurable. It has a boost gauge built into it. Thing is flat out awesome. Those are for sale on my website. We got 20 plus units in stock ready to go. Wideband stuff, I don't remember how many I have in stock currently. I'm thinking a few. I'd have to look. Harnesses, gauges, gauge harnesses, whole shebang. Actually, I sell the gauges with the gauge harness. You can't buy it separate. Just because of the Molex connector that is on the gauge, you have to get the harness to make it work. That stuff is for sale on my website currently as well. And this stuff is coming. So, if you're interested, go to my website, grab what's for sale currently. I also still sell those parts cannons. So the unassembled parts cannon kits, I actually sold 2 this week. I was kind of shocked. I haven't sold a few in a while. So, and I've got the vinyl bumper stickers if you want some memorabilia or, you know, some swag or whatever. I got some of those bumper stickers on my website for sale as well. And if you want anything custom done, just email me, dale@twistedbuilds.com, or find me on Facebook and message me. I will do some custom work as well. I have been for local guys. There was something else. Oh yes, Twisted Builds has a Facebook group now. It's the Twisted Builds LLC public group. So I know this is getting posted to YouTube. However, I am a lot more active on Facebook than anywhere else. If you can't tell by how long it's been for me to post a video on YouTube lately. If you want like photo updates and text updates about my products going on, Facebook is where I do most of it. So I would highly recommend following Twisted Builds LLC Facebook page and the Twisted Builds LLC public group. Those are where all of my my updates, like day-to-day updates on projects and stuff like that, including the S10, the Firebird, this stuff here, any of the stuff I do with my friends, like with their, you know, last weekend was the Speeduino. We got it going, tuned in, and did a nice good old smoky burnout with it, with his truck. But if you want constant updates, that's kind of where you need to go to get them. So I would highly suggest joining both of those pages on Facebook. And I will be posting YouTube videos, you know, hopefully more more regularly. But it's just been very, very busy time because I've been trying to get all this stuff done. Not to mention it's summer, which means I'm trying to use the nice weather as well to work on the projects while we have it, because I live in PA where it snows in the winter. So, alright guys, thank you guys for watching. I do apologize, I know this was a little bit of a long-winded video, but thank you guys for all the support I've gotten so far. I hope you guys are interested. If you have any recommendations, comments, stuff like that, let me know. If anyone has any ideas about the Tach for the Speeduino to make it work with a 3-cylinder easy, I will take anything you guys can help me with. Because again, I got the 4-cylinder and V8 stuff figured out because it's waste fire. That's not an issue whatsoever. It's the 3-cylinder stuff. I really want to make this to where you can use the same ECU for both engines. But if I have to, I will change it to where you won't have a Tach output for the 4200, which I don't want to do. I really, really don't want to do that. But I'm getting anxious. I want to get this thing going. So if anyone's got any help, any recommendations, stuff like that, let me know. I am all ears for that. So, alright guys, I guess that's it for this video. If you like these kinds of videos, please subscribe to this channel. And invite your friends. This stuff's coming. As I said, I built this business to bring this stuff cheaper in price, good in quality to the masses. So, and that's where I'm trying to go with it. So, thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. Bye.